Hello, my name is Gonçalo and I'm here again with another video to start my the tutorial about game design and video game creation that I promised you on the last video. I want to tell you that this will be a tutorial about not specifically about game programming, okay? Because game programming is a lot harder than you imagine. I'm going just well, nowadays there are very simple languages that allow you to create games very easily, but the language I use is C++, which is a lot harder to do, and I'm not creating a video game. I'm creating a game engine, which is a lot harder. It's kind of something like Unity or something, but in my case it will be simplified. I'm going to show you, or to try to show you on my tutorials how it would be to create a video game without programming. I'm talking about the part of the game design, okay, not the game development itself. In the game design has several parts. The two more important are the game artists and the game designers. These are two very different things, and I'm going to show you. I found the perfect example for this. This is Rick Dangerous, one of my favorite games ever. This was a great game. I've played it on the 80s, on 1989, near Christmas, in my country, Portugal, and I really loved the game. This was a very fun game. I loved it. And this is a page from Simon Phipps. I will leave it on my description later. You can see this game, and I'm showing you this. Why? I'm showing you this because this is a perfect example to show you the difference between the game design and game artists, the game arts. Okay. For example, there is a very simple example. I usually use these pages because these Google images, because it is very. I have the habit as an IT trainer to show my students stuff that they get from Google in real time, not PowerPoints, because there are always very cool examples here. It is always better to show this than pre-made PowerPoint, believe me. And I really like to improvise, like I'm doing right now. Well, you can see here lots of. I was searching for technique, but don't mind about this. I want to tell you that, for example, in the game of chess, you have three parts. Okay, if you wanted to create a computer game, a chess computer game, the first part is the game design. The game design is basically what the game is, what kind of pieces there are, how those pieces would move on the board, how the board is. For example, designing the chess game would be like imagining the board like with 8 by 8 pieces, like 64 squares in total. Imagining that there will be players of two different colors, and each one of them going in the opposite directions. Imagining that the soldiers would move only one in front or on diagonal if they would be killing another one. The horse is moving 3 in front and 1 to the right or left. This is the game design. The designer imagines the game, how the board will be, how the levels will be, how the pieces would move, all the rules. That is the game design, okay? There is another part of designing a video game, which is the game art. The game art is different from the game design. The game art would be to imagine how the pieces will be visually, how to improve them. And I have here somewhere, okay, I have here the battle chess from my channel. This was a video that I made. You can see here, this is the game art. Okay, the rules of chess were already imagined hundreds or thousands years ago, but that is the game art of this video game was imagined by the team that created this video game. Okay, here there isn't only the game design. Here there is also a game art, because there is art here. The way that these soldiers are drawn, the animations, everything here has to do with the artists. Okay, so you have two parts of a game, which is, first is the game design, how the game works, the goals of the game, how many players, how they move on the board or the levels, etc. And the art is how those pieces are drawn, how the player is drawn, how I'm saying drawn in like something underwater, but okay, doesn't mind. So this is the art. Okay, now the chess is a very cool example to show something like this. So I brought you to this page because I wanted to show you this game, because this game is a perfect example of a game design, a game art, and also the programming, because Simon Phipps in this case was not only the game developer. Okay, here there is core design as developer. By the way, this is the parent or grandfather or grandparent of Tomb Raider, because it was core design that created Tomb Raider. A Tomb Raider is kind of a Rick Dangerous in 3D, but with a woman instead of a man with a big chest. Okay, so Tomb Raider is kind of a sequel to Rick Dangerous. Rick Dangerous is the parent of Tomb Raider, or the grandparent or something. So what are we going to see here? Simon Phipps has programmed the game. He has also done the art together with Terry Lloyd, which created some games like Jack the Nipper and stuff like that. So he did the art with Terry Lloyd. He programmed the game. He even has done the sounds of the game, like the sound that the player does when he dies, and also the game design. Okay, and I'm going to show you this because on his website we can see all of that. He tells us all of this. Okay, and he also I forgot to show you something. Let me put a pause on this video. I'm going to return to it right in just 1 minute, because I'm going to show you something. Okay, well, I was going to show you a different thing. I was going to show you some videos of mine showing you the levels of this game, etc. But I remember that I could simply open here the Google Images, so it's not as good as I wanted it to, but well, it is a good start. So you can see here some maps from the Rick Dangerous game, and what I wanted to tell you is that this is already part of the game design. Okay, because there are two types of game design. There is a kind of a system design, which is like here, trying to imagine how everything works globally. Okay, and there is also the level design. Level design is kind of when you already know how the game will be, how the player moves, what are the weapons, etc. The level designer will develop the levels, okay, of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, etc. Now I remember the music. Well, the game designer, the level designer will develop, will imagine all the levels of the game. Okay. Well, this will be very. Oh no, this is from ZX Spectrum, so the graphics aren't so great. Aren't as good as I wanted them to. But anyway. This is enough. You can see here Specky. This is Spectrum. Okay, Amiga. Well, now you can see. I hope that we can see some maps here. Aren't there any maps? well, I'm going to search for maps. Now the maps will appear. Okay, now ZX Spectrum again. What the hell? Why aren't there some Amiga maps here? I wanted to show the Amiga version because the Amiga version has more colors. Okay, well, this is the enhanced version, but this is cool also. Okay, this is the map. Okay, the map. Where is the map? Where is? Oh hell! I should have paused the video before I. Okay, it is here. Okay, now we have the map. It was harder than I expected, but I hope you don't worry. This is part of the game design. Okay, this is the level design. So you have the but the quality of these images. I shouldn't have done this. Okay, well, the quality of these images are basically okay. Now it is how I want it. The quality of these images. The art is done by the game artist, okay, but the level designer is the one that imagines where are the traps, where are the enemies, etc, etc, etc. Okay, so let's start to see first of all how Rick Dangerous is. This is Rick Dangerous. As you can see, he can shoot the Egyptian here, and he has to go. Well, you can see that he's going up. He has to put some dynamite here to explode that. No, he's not going to do. Okay, are you seeing a trap here? If he catches this very fast, he will die on this spike, and he has to jump in order not to get hit at the correct time. Okay, so all of this is imagined by the level designer. Okay, this is all imagined by the level designer, and the game artist creates all the art. Okay, so let's check this better now. These are maps, very cool. Okay, now this is what the game artist does. This is on the Simon Phipps page. He has done me a favor. He has put all these papers here that he used to imagine the game. Okay, these are the design of the game. I could show you when I search for search by Gonçalo Ferreira. My site appears, my website, and I'm going to show you this. Why? Because one of my projects. One of my projects has on an image in which I show you how it was. Okay, this was me designing the software. Okay, before I created this software, I had to design it. I had to imagine how this software was going to work. So I imagined that. I would use these tags to create exams, etc, etc. Okay, this is the design of the software. So on video games we also design stuff. This is part of the system design in which he's designing that there is a gun, there is a big stick. We can use also dynamite. The levels are like this. So he's not creating the levels here. He's just imagining that levels are like this. You can go. There are 4 levels. It shows one screen at a time. Okay. He also shows that we could jump with the stick, but this wasn't put on the game, so he can't jump with the stick unless he can. And I never found this out, but no, he can't do this. Anyway. By the way, I'm terribly sorry for my English accent. I never speak English with anyone. I just write English. I never speak English. So I had kind of a British accent. I say have a break, have a Kit Kat, and not have a break, have a Kit Kat. So, but it is very rusty now. So I hope you don't mind my Portuguese accent destroying my British accent, etc. So let me tell me that this wasn't put on the video. Okay, joystick. Okay, no problem. This is another paper with some plans. This is on this website. You can check all this on this website. This is the design of the game. It could throw some rolling rocks, but I don't play this for years, but I don't remember seeing this. But this would be a great idea. It was not included in the game, for what I remember. But anyway, lots of traps, very cool. I think this exists on the Egyptian levels. You can see that the mummies wake up. This exists. You can see mummies waking up on the game and going after his enemies. Very cool. When you hit with the stick, you can throw. We can fire a gun to activate some lever or something and make something work. Some stuff like that happens on the game, etc. etc. Okay. Now let's check this out. Here there are more stuff. You can put dynamites to explode some rocks to be able to pass. No problem. This exists in the game. Regular hazards: crumbly floors, lava pits, slippery floors, bouncy floor, blah blah blah. Ladders, jump through. Oh, what strange! Through with just an U. It must be some colloquial English or something. It's English, by the way, because the great game revolution happened on UK, microcomputer revolution with the DZX Spectrum and lots of stuff. Going on, bouncy floor, ladder, solid, blah blah blah. All of this is in the game. This doesn't happen in the game because when we died, we don't see this happening. Okay, we simply fly away. And this also doesn't happen. Okay, this doesn't happen. You can see that he designed the game with different things that don't happen. He imagined some stuff that is not happening and won't ever happen. This was part of the design that was not implemented. And this is a poster that he created in 2018 before the COVID. This is a poster that he sells on his website for $22 or something. I never bought it, but one day I will buy this. This is a very cool drawing. Anyway, I don't want to do publicity to him, but well, he deserves it anyway. Anyway, this is part of the artist, okay, the art. So this is basically the design. This is a design, but at the same time, he was already doing some art, because this was more or less how the player become. Because he based, you can search on this page that he based this on the cartoonist Guillermo Mordillo, the Argentinian. I'm saying Argentinian in Spanish. The Argentinian cartoonist Guillermo Mordillo, which are some very cool characters. There you can find. Okay, it's here. The characters, his animations. He has very, very cool animations. You can see here that he based his character on. Well, finally something that I can see. But okay, this is better than nothing. Okay, this is. You remember these characters, okay? I guess you know. Mordillo, well, a very big nose. Okay, so he based his characters on Mordillo. Okay, so okay, this is very well written. This website is great. Okay, this is a remake of Rick Dangerous from 2023. Very good remake. Rick Dangerous Enhanced, created for Amiga. This is very pretty, a very pretty version. I'm going to show you a little bit of it. Okay, very cool. This is a very cool version of Rick Dangerous. Look at this now. He is going to explode this rock and the Egyptian will die. What is he doing? Very strange. I don't understand what he was doing there, but doesn't matter. So this is a remake. You can see that it is the same game, the same mechanics, the same design, the same level design and system design, but the art is different. So they replaced the art because the original had only 16 colors or 32, I don't remember, and they replaced the art. I can show you a different example. For example, I'm going to search here the Abadia del Crimen, the new version. Okay, I'm going to show you the old version. The old version was this, okay, and you have the new version extenso, okay. This is the old version, this is the new version. So games sometimes continue to have the same design, the same game design, the mechanics, everything. The game design is the same, and even the level design is the same. So, wow, this is very loud. The game design is the same, the level design is the same, but just with a different single thing, which is the level, the art, okay. This has a different game artist, and as drawings made with more colors, it is a lot prettier. There is no comparison. Well, this is a great game, isometric game, but look at the difference between this and this, okay. So this is the same game design, the same level design, but with different art, okay. A different game artist has created a different art. So I hope you understand by now that there is a big difference between the game art and the game design, although both are included here in the game development, okay. Game development is this, okay. Game development is programming, okay. This computer programming, this is the game developing part. This is what programmers do. This is a lot harder because well, I'm going to show you this. I prepared this already. You can see you here that oh, very cool. that was me creating some movies to show you, to show some friends part of a novella here in Portugal. Well, game CPP and game.headers. I'm going to show you that. Oops, my mistake, not is. I was going to change this because I already have an or on the if. Okay, this is just to show you that although I have here like well, this is not easy to see this right as it is. Okay, I can show you that my game engine, okay, has 776 C++ and header files, okay. These are the CPP files are the most important because these are well, these are the ones where the code is. The header files have lots of stuff also, doesn't matter. What I wanted to show you is that I have hundreds and hundreds of files, okay. At least I have some header files without CPP, so but I have 404 files, okay, of code. 404 files full of code, and plus 29 files for the platformer, 29 files for the shooter, etc. So I have 776 files, but in reality I only have like 440 files or something. And because the platformer is one thing, the horizontal shooter is a different thing, okay. So platformer is this, the horizontal shooter is this. It's a different game, okay. So oops, I'm creating several testing levels because I want my game engine to do all kinds of to be used to create all kinds of games, not only platform games but also shoot 'em up games, or in this case shoot them horizontally, but this is a shooter anyway, to create isometric games, strategy games, lots of types of games, because I want to create a game engine that I can use myself to create video games in the future. I myself create video games as I want them to be created. Video games that I enjoy creating. Okay, so at the same time, I'm going to use this game engine to teach my students, my IT training students, how to create video games without knowing how to program. So they will only learn some game design, some game art, some rudimentary game art and design, and they will create the games with my game engine without knowing how to program. That's why I'm creating my game engine. It is for one main reason, which is for I myself to use, and it has an extra, a bonus that will be that I could provide some IT training lessons of game design. And my students will be able to create video games without knowing how to program, because there are several game engines like Unity, Godot, etc. But even those game engines, they allow you to create games without knowing how to program. But there is a problem. They have some kind of a steep learning curve, because they are so big with so many functionalities that you have to waste some time to learn how to create a video game. Okay, so it isn't good I can't pure and simply put some students within 25 or 50 hours to create video games in Unity. That's not feasible. So with my game engine, I can put the students to create video games with just 1 hour of teaching. I just teach them 1 hour how to use it, and they will be able to create video games. So my game engine will be very useful for me, not only to create video games, my own video games, but in game remakes, etc., but also to teach students how to create games. Okay, so my game engine will be very very useful for me. Okay, now we already know that there are two parts of game design and there is game development. So you don't need to know how to program to learn to create video games, okay? And much less to program on very hard languages like C++. As I've told you, this is the hardest of the most used languages. This is the hardest one of the big languages. These, together with C, are used to create operating systems, etc. So C and C++ are harder than all of the others. These languages have manually management of memory and lots of other difficulties that the other languages don't have. They usually say that Python is mastered in 1 week, kind of exaggerated, but C# and Java in 1 month, and C in 6 months, and C++ in 20 years. So it's not kind of like that. Maybe C would be 1 year and C++ 10 or 20 years, but because C has a very few instruction set, but you have to create everything from scratch, so you really need to know how to program, and that doesn't happen with Java on C#. C, you really have to know how to program algorithms, data structures, etc. And C++ is a lot harder. It has object oriented and lots of many other things that make it a lot more complicated. You don't need to know how to program. Forget about this. If you don't like programming, forget about this. You just need to learn game design, game artist, and how to use game engines. Okay, so this video was just to show you that game design is one thing, game programming or development is another different thing. These guys work with these guys. These guys tell them this is possible, this isn't, this is, or this requires more hardware, so this can't work on the old computer, can work with the new one, so with certain accelerator cards, and maybe on Xbox and PlayStation, etc. These guys tell these ones what to do and what they can't do. And these guys, the game design, there are two different parts. There are those who design the game, and those can create the system, the system design. They can create the entire how the game works, the rules, everything, all the mechanics. And there is the level design. Those already have the mechanics and all of the stuff made. They just need to put some traps and enemies in certain places, draw the maps. This is the game design part. Well, I can show you something here. This for my game engine, people we'll be able to use. This is very rudimentary now. Okay, this is just for tests. This is very rudimentary, but this is what the level designers do. They use programs like this to put tiles here and there. I could select a tile and do this. Okay, this is what these are collision tiles. This means that my player would fall here, and this. Okay, I'm going to I think I already did this, but just to remind me. So we are going to do this on a different time. So don't forget, game design is one thing, development is another. And inside the design, you can design the game and you can create the art of the game. And inside the design, you can design the entire game mechanics, etc., the rules, etc., or design the levels. Okay. And there is then the game artists, which are those guys that create wonderful masterpieces like this one, and imagine the game to create a masterpiece like Rick Dangerous, which was a wonderful game. This is a very important part. Now, some decades ago, this wouldn't be able without programmers. Nowadays, you can use game engines like Godot, etc. in Unity. Okay, you have lots of game engines that allow you to create games without programming, but to use one of these, you need to learn. This has kind of a steep learning curve, so you have to spend a lot of hours to use this. But when you learn this, you will be able to do almost whatever you want. I can do whatever I want because I know how to program, and especially C++. But with Unity, without programming, you can't do whatever you want, but you will be able to do a lot of stuff. And with my game engine, you will be able to do also a lot of stuff, but not in 3D, 2D, because I don't have time for that. I'm going to talk about that. By the way, Unity employs like 7,000, near 8,000 workers, and thousands and thousands of workers for decades developing something. So I've shown you on the already that one day I wanted to migrate my game engine to 3D, and I gave up because it was already working some stuff, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to recreate Unity alone, and I want to do this alone. So I'm going to create just a game engine for retro games in 2D. But anyway, lots of people work in this. Unity is for 2D and 3D games. Mine will be for 2D games, but I would do it entirely alone. I'm not 8,000 persons. I'm just one person, and with doing this on my spare time. Okay, so there are no miracles. Anyway, I hope you know already the differences between these. On the following videos, I'm going to try to speak about those all those things one by one. But it is very important to tell you that my tutorials, my mini course, will be kind of rudimentary. It will be something for you to see in 4-6 hours maximum. Okay. Then you will have to spend hundreds of hours reading books, etc., to do whatever you want to do. My videos will just be some slight introductions for someone to know if he was going to follow the game designing career, the game design itself, the level design, or game artists, or game programming. Game programming is a lot harder. You need to know a lot of math, physics. No. Only if you create a game engine like I'm creating. If you just want to do some simple programming in Unity, it is harder, but it is not that hard. Okay, you can do game programming without a problem. But that is for game programming. Okay, but if you want to create a game engine like I'm creating, well, forget about it. You really need to know how to use C++. To develop a game engine from scratch. It is not for anybody, for everybody. Okay, but you already know if you are going to follow game programming, game development, or game artist art. Game art is for those that know how to draw, that make incredible drawings, paintings very well, and love to create art or pixel art. Those will love game art. Okay, game art, game design, and game development. Okay, those are the three differences, and I hope you already know all these three things, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next video. Okay, goodbye.